Now next we will do the case of uniformly charged hollow hemisphere, right? Uniformly charged hollow hemisphere. Got it? Are you getting me there? Uniformly charged hollow hemisphere. So in this case we will consider a hemisphere of radius r having charge q distributed on its surface two pi r square, right? As because we are talking about hemisphere, so being it is hollow hemisphere, so charge must reside on its surface, and the surface is 2 pi r square. So therefore sigma, that is the surface charge density, what we have seen in the previous case also, because being charge appearing on the surface, so charge distribution uniformity will be based on charge per unit surface area, right? So it will be q divided by 2 pi r square. It will be q divided by 2 pi r square. Are you getting it? So now in this case it will be an interesting geometry. Is this drawing fine? It is representing a hollow hemisphere, right? So this is being the hollow hemisphere. This is the hollow hemisphere. It is its center at O. So this is the radius r. So charge is residing on its curved surface. Okay, so curved surface area is 2 pi r square. So again, to calculate electric field at its center center of its cross section, right? At its center of cross section, that is O. What we have to do, as because charge is appearing on the surface, so the concept or thought of element charge body will again be a circular ring. Is that clear? This is a circular ring. So charge will be appearing on the surface of this circular ring will be considered to be the element part of the hemisphere, isn't it or not? So this circular ring must be having some thickness. Let this is be of thickness dr, provided this time the radius of the circular ring is small r. The radius of the circular ring is taken to be small r. Radius of the circular ring is taken to be small r. So the required point, that is the center point required point, which is the center of the hemisphere, that will appear as if an axis point for this elementary ring, yes or no? The required center O of the hollow hemisphere, that will definitely appear the axis position for this elementary charge body, which is the ring appearing on the surface of the hemisphere, yes or no? Are you getting it? So therefore dq, that is the charge on the ring, we can define this charge, it will be charge per unit area, and again area will be circumference into thickness, right? The ring is having circumference 2 pi r and its thickness is dr. So sigma into 2 pi r dr will be representing the charge of the ring. We have already solved the format how to find the electric field at the axis point due to the charge of a circular ring, that we have used even in the previous case to find the electric field against the circular disc part also, right? So we will apply that. So this part will be x here, right? So taking that distance x, radius small r, so again due to the charge of the ring, the result of small electric field against small charge dE will be along the axis like this, yes or no? Do you understand the geometry? Is it okay? So this dE value, dE will be electric field at O, electric field at O due to dq charge of the ring, right? Due to dq charge of the ring. So for dq charge d, and you already know that expression how to write down, it is k into dq, that into distance of the point from center as axis distance divided by square of radius plus x square to the power 3 by 2, yes or no? The format of giving electric field value at a point on axis due to charge of a circular ring whose radius is small r, distance of the point from center, that is along axis, distance is x. Can it be written this way? The result d, fine. The same d expression we had written against the elementary charge of a ring in case of deriving the expression for the charge of the disk as well. But here the approach will be little bit different. We cannot integrate this result, though we know that total charge can be assumed to be available on all such coaxial rings, right? All these rings will differ in radii. Small r value will change from 0 to capital R. When you will take the ring smallest here, the small r at this point will be 0, and at this point small r will be equal to capital R, isn't it? So again, if d result is for one ring and the total results can be found using all such possible rings, then again you can say in the previous result also, for getting the net electric field against the total charge of the disk, it was the integration of this expression. Then why can't we integrate the same format when total charge of the hollow hemisphere is again the combination of rings only? Then why can't we integrate this? Yes, there is a basic difference. There is a basic difference in mathematical part of geometry. In previous case, In previous case, if this was one ring, in case of disk, I am talking about disk, then this was the small r and thickness was dr. So r was changing, r changes 0 to capital R in case of disk, and importantly you can see the change of r from one value to next value by dr. So presence of dr is linearly available along with r. Could you follow this? But in case of hollow hemisphere, the geometry is little different. In case of hollow hemisphere, if we go for hollow hemisphere part, there the position of a ring, is something like this. Are you getting my point? This is r and thickness is dr. We are saying r changes from small r tends to 0 to capital R. That means the changes of r from one value to another value, r is changing this way. This is the circumference part of the hemisphere. These are the corresponding changes of r, right? Are you getting me? These are the corresponding changes of r, okay? But dr is appearing not linearly with small r. Rather, every time the slant portion of dr, yes, directions is different. The presence of dr is not linearly arranged with r, whereas in case of disk, the change of r was always through dr from one ring to next ring. Here we cannot say from one ring to next ring the change in r won't be maintained between the next two rings, because you know this dr is slantwise thickness same, but if you resolve it along the component of radius, it won't be uniform, because slantness is not same from this end to that end. Do you agree with me or not? Are you getting it? Are you getting the geometrical error? The limitation of geometry, the element of variable is not remaining constant along the change of the variable. So that's why as per geometry thickness has to be taken this way, but this thickness can't be considered to be the proper elemental variation of the variable r according to the mathematical logic. So that's why we cannot proceed doing integration with this format. That's why we need to think about the changing the variable. We need to think about the changing variable. See, if there was the point this, so this slantness is subtending some angle d theta such that this is theta, this was x for me, right? So what I'll do, I'll now change from geometry, I will replace x. This length is capital R, so x will be written as capital R cos theta, small r will be replaced by capital R sin theta, and dr will be replaced by r d theta. Could you follow this? These are the replacements of the variable according to the primary assumption. These are the variables as per the primary assumptions. Are you getting it? So that's why the dE expression, therefore the actual dE which was actually k sigma 2 pi r dr, that into x divided by small r square plus x square to the power 3 by 2, that will be changed with this replacement. Instead of x we will write down r cos theta, instead of small r we will write down capital R sin theta, and dr will be r d theta. So then this d will become k sigma 2 pi, small r will be capital R sin theta, another one will be capital R cos theta and capital R d theta, whole divided by this is capital R cube, because small r square plus x square is equal to capital R square. So square of that to the power 3 by 2, so it will be capital R cube. So finally capital R cube will be getting cancelled out. Got it now? So you can see the simplified expression of D, that is the electric field, the simplified expression of dE due to the charge of one ring appearing on the circumference of the hollow hemisphere, that can be simplified k sigma pi. I will take this 2 multiplying with sin theta and cos theta, can be written as sin 2 theta. So it will be k sigma pi into sin 2 theta d theta. Got it now? So the simplified expression of dE, which we started with this formation, because this is the format of the electric field value due to the charge of ring. We proceeded with that, then using the mathematical logic we have transformed into this form, right? Now you can see that, is it now integratable? So answer is yes. When you move from one ring to next ring, every time thickness being dr, so that angle subtended by that thickness d theta, and with the change of radius r, theta also changes. So change of theta from one step to next step, it always goes through d theta only. So in integration it is important that in any integration the variable must change uniformly from first step to last step while doing integration as per the continuous function. So that should be important. So therefore to get the final electric field we will integrate dE, that means we will integrate that expression k sigma pi integration of sin 2 theta d theta, where limit of theta will be 0 to pi by 2. Because when the ring will be taken the uppermost cross section, then theta will be pi by 2, and when the ring will be the lowermost section, theta will be 0. So taking limit of theta 0 to pi by 2, once we integrate sin 2 theta d theta along with k sigma pi, this will confirm us the final result of electric field at the center O of its cross section due to uniform charge appearing on hollow hemisphere.